So you've been asking for it. Part 3 of the 7th continent. Well, here it is on the table. Let's open it up and resume our game. Okay, so it's been a while since I've played this game. I haven't touched it since the last video I did, part 2. This is part 3, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up and how easy it is to continue playing the game. As you can see, here are the cards that we don't need. There's your not right. So those are the other characters. I'll put that to the side. There's the other save cards. Then we have our deck of green and yellow adventure cards, like that, which we haven't used yet. We also have not many experience points there. Then we have, this is probably a discard deck. No, it can't be a discard deck. Well, that's the random events. That is probably come out from there, which is our discard deck. Because normally some of the cards that once you've used them, you throw them into the box, into a section, and they never get used again. Because if you are replaying after a saved game, there is that possibility that you're going to run over an event again, but things have changed. So like maybe there was the crab there in the hole, but when you come back to the game the second time, you don't want the crab to be still in the hole. You want something else to happen, and so the game progresses. So those are the discard cards, I think. We have the food cards and we have our injury cards. And now we get to the main part of the game, is our saved game itself. So we have our action deck, which is the cards that we still haven't used yet. So that's our life points. Then we have our discard deck. These are the cards that we have used. Yeah, all the way up to there. So we've used a lot of these cards already, so I'm trying not to mix all these up. Just get everything else out of the way, really. That should help. All these other cards out of the way. So there's our discard pile, and that goes on our discard thingy pile there. So that's our action cards, that's our discard pile. We don't need this anymore, we can put this away. We have our tile that we're actually on. We have our shoulder bag and some group information and tools that we have. And then we have our club, which is a level 4. And if you saw that in 3D, that was my spit. So this club is level 4 because we had the dice on it. From level 4, it's probably upside down for you, but I get a dice out and put 4 on it. We have 2 states. We are tired and injured still. We have a torch and a bow, and this must be all the ideas that we still haven't realized. There's 4 of them there. We have our character and we have some food. So we are now ready to set up and start playing. So we've set up our character on our last tile, like so. And the only thing that we need to do now is to put these Fog of War cards out. Like so. Fog of War. And continue our game as normal. Okay, so what's happened is we've gone to sleep. That's how you save the game. You go to sleep and then the world kind of just fogs back over again. Unfortunately, you have to start exploring the whole map, but it makes it easier than having to draw up the whole map again, which hopefully you've memorized, kind of like Time Story style. Okay, so we are there. We've got our club, which is a level 4. We've got these items. Obviously, the fire that I probably had is burnt out. I'm still tired and injured. And I'm still Dimitri here. Okay, my bag of stuff all safely tucked away there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to return back north now. It doesn't cost any actions, and it doesn't cost me. I don't need any successes, so I turn this card over, and it says that I am cursed. It's an action that I have to do immediately. I am overcome with anxiety in spite of the cold temperatures. You are sweating and starting to shake uncontrollably. I need to do a test of my mind and willpower immediately. None of the ideas that I have are going to help. My club is not going to help me, and so I will have to do a test and get 3 successes. So I am going to take a risk because we don't have many cards left. I'm going to say 3 cards. I'm going to use 3 energy to see if I get 3 successes. There's 1 success. There's 2 successes. 3 successes. I managed to get 3 successes. Would you look at that? Successful as anything. And I managed to get myself under control, which is wonderful. Which means I take another one of these experience points cards. Now let's have a look at it. And it says it's a tip. Without the help of Lord Williamson, a skilled hunter, and the Doyon of the previous expedition, you would have been able to tell tracks from a deer from those of a crocodile. When you see animal tracks, you will likely find game in an area or face a predator. So we already know that tracks have been quite useful, because as you can see here, we had some tracks and they led us to a bit of fish or mollusk. Yes, mollusk. Okay, so this will go into our bag of knowledge, and we get to keep one of these cards. We've got some panpipes, which can play music. We can use for hunting, fire, and also to help with mental problems. A walking stick, which will help with walking and fighting, and some twigs, which will help make a fire. I might be inclined to go with the pipes, or I've got a torch, bow and arrow. I've got skilled fighter, and breast armor. I'm going to get rid of the breast armor, put that into the discard pile, and I'm going to take the panpipes, because you never know. And then these 2 cards, these 2 go into the discard as well. This event card goes into a discard. Now, yeah, I probably shouldn't have mixed up the events that we've already had from the previous game and make a new deck, but just for the purposes of this demo, I think it's okay to do that. Seriously. Card number 3 needs to be placed down, so I put the camera down. I draw card number 3. And we already know that the soil is totally barren here, and the only plants in the surrounding are bushes and red seaweed. See, we've lost that as well, which is a shame. All over, puffs of smoke are spurting out from the ground, and from time to time swirling around a dead seagull. So we place that out. We place some more fog of war. Oh, not that way round, but obviously this way round. And there we go. I am now ready to move back onto this space. Or should I stay there and build my panpipes? I could build my panpipes, because it's going to cost 3 energy to build. But I'm on a land where there is bamboo, so that would take the cost down to 1. So I'm going to build the panpipes, which is going to cost me 1 energy. So I draw 1 energy card. Remember, I'm going to discard that. And there we go. My bamboo panpipes have been made, which will help me do hunting. And as I said, they'll help me with a fire as well. Yeah, which is good. Oh, actually, I could keep that because I have hand size of 4 now. So I do remember. I'm trying to remember how to play this game. It's been a little while. Okay, and now I'm going to move. And it's going to cost me 1 energy. So I move from here to here. 1 energy card. Discard this to immediately. Ooh, that's even better. I will get rid of the. Oh, actually, healing. This will help me heal. I should I should keep this. I might have to make the torch as well. I will get rid of the remember, and I will keep this forewarned is forearmed card, which is useful. I can just play it anytime and get extra success. And I might try and do that. I might try and heal myself because I've got these two red cards, which are bad, like a bad thing. And to heal myself, I'd have to spend 1 or more actions, and I need 3 successes. If I have the torch, it will count as either -1 action, which I can do it for nothing, and give me 2 successes. So, but to build this torch, I need 4 actions. I need wood, fire, and rope. I don't have fire, and I don't have rope, and I don't have wood. So that totally blows that out of the water for now. Okay. I'm going to do some more exploring. I think let's move this story along a bit. We're going to explore over here to the west, if you're looking at this camera here. And we turn this card over, and we have a sprain. Oh. Yes, we have had these cards before. Okay, I have to do an emergency. I have to do the test right now. I don't have to spend any action points, but I could do to avoid getting injured. So, to make matters easy, I'm just going to discard that to give me my 1 success, which means that I don't get sprained. And now I place card 15. Put the camera down, draw card 15 up. And card 15 is there. Okay, and let's have a look at this card. It says, the terrain is split in 2 by an inlet. We turn the card over, and as you can see, the waves rumble and fiercely crash against the rock. This is certainly going to be one tough voyage. Okay, so now I need to get from one side to the other, and I have to do a balancing skill. And it's going to cost me 3 energy, but it's going to give me I only need 1 success to complete it. So we put that there. So if I want to jump across here, I am going to have to burn some energy. The torch I haven't built. Now we haven't got anything which is going to give us a bonus in the way of balancing skill. So, balancing skill, I'm going to use 3 energy. I'm going to use 3 energy, methinks. Yes, I'm going to use 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I've got a success. I've got 2 successes, which is bonus, and I've got this deadfall trap, which will help me sleep. So that might be quite useful as well. Ah, and it requires bamboo. Okay. Think. Randomly take 7 cards from the action deck. You may add 1 card to shuffle to your hand, and you must shuffle the other action cards back into the deck. Okay. So that's not a bad card if you want to get cards from the draw deck into your hand pretty quickly. As you can see, I've got a curse card, which is a bonus because it doesn't do anything. So, I might keep the deadfall trap. We'll think. I'm going to keep it because I can sleep in it. I can sleep in that. That looks nice and tight and comfortable. So I might try and make that and see if I can sleep in it. If I can find some bamboo again. So that goes into the discard pile like so. Okay, so we've been successful, and when you're successful, you put card number 17 or number 3, depending on which way you're jumping, into the space is shown unless it's already there. Then move all the characters involved in that action. So I've immediately jumped across these rocks successfully. So I've got to look for card 17. Card 17. There's 2 card 17s. There's a gold one and a green one. And obviously, as I said, the green one gets read first, and then the gold one will be its replacement when something happens. Okay. We've arrived, and a 10-yard-long submarine is suspended from 2 cranes, keeping it above the surface. And there's not a soul in sight. We turn this picture over. There's our submarine. There's a little cemetery down here, and we can pray. Let's look over here. It says what you can do when you pray. When there are graves on the same terrain as you, you can do a pray action or a dig action. Okay, we have to discard a blue card or 1 dice with keyword Serenity to discard. Yeah, we have to discard a blue card with keyword Serenity to discard without resolving it. A card with a keyword Spectre. Okay, I understand. So we can discard a card which has got Serenity in it to get rid of a Spectre. A ghost, poltergeists and likes of them. Ooh, so there's some ghosts. There's a bit of supernaturality in this. It's not going to be totally Cthulhu-ish. So, okay, so we can have 2 actions because we're now on this tile. So we can either go to the submarine or we can go and pray. It's going to cost 2 actions. We don't need any successes. That's the word I was looking for. So what are we going to do? I am now safely over here. I will just looking through my tips. Yeah, I thought there was something useful in my tips, but there's not. I will go to the submarine. I think so. To do it costs 1 action. I don't need any success, so I put one of these cards. 6th Sense, discard and apply the following effect. The top of the card, the action, and then put it back in there. Okay, I'm going to discard that. So I've used 1 energy to go and find out what 22 is going to be. 22. Again, there's 2 card 22s. There's a green one and a gold one. So something's going to possibly happen here. Okay. Card 22 says, the submarine is maintained out of the water by chains attached to either end. Turn the card over. Each chain runs through a pulley hanging from the top of the crane. Refloating the submarine away from the reef obviously requires precision and skill. Okay, sorry, I haven't got this camera in the right place. Banish this to replace it with the card if I'm successful, and I have to do a force check. And as I said, there's a lock symbol there, and a lock symbol means, if I remember, wait until you have the appropriate equipment before tackling a locked action. So this is force, so I can't do it unless I have some force. Possibly. And I don't have some force, I don't have some strength. No, I don't. Which is a shame. I've got some cogs. No, the cogs don't do anything, do they? So. Banish it and replace it. Okay, so I'm going to put that card where it's supposed to go, which is there. Yes, there. Okay. And I might just go over and pray and see what happens. There might be something in the grave here. I might be able to dig up something. So, I'm going to cost 2 actions. I'm running out of actions here. 2 cards. We have snowshoes and we have another curse card. Ooh. I'm not going to bother. Snowshoes, obviously, they're going to be useful later on in the game because it says on snowy terrain you get a -3 to action cards, which is useful if it is snowy, but it's not snowy. So 26 is the card that I need now, and there it is. 26. I'm praying. Okay. It says 2 bodies are buried here, certainly from the crew of the submarine. Whoever buried them here started digging in the rock and then gave up. They covered the bodies in stones instead. Okay. So I spend a long time meditating, hoping that my prayers will be heard. Immediately after revealing this, take a 666 card, quite an ominous card to take. And then apply the following effect. For each skull card in the discard, each curse, randomly take 2 cards and discard them and shuffle them back into the deck. Oh, that's nice. So immediately, so I'll have to do a 666 card first, and I think they're all at the bottom. Yeah, there's 2 of them there. There's 2 666 cards, and I'm going to take hopefully the best one, which is this one. No, it's not the best one. It's a ghost. Oh dear. A veil of fog appears out of nowhere around the graves and starts to take shape. You have woken a tormented spirit. I have to immediately fight this demon thing. Ah. Right. It's going to cost me 2 energy and I need 3 successes. Okay. Look at my weapons here. I have a club. Now if I use my club, I still have to use 2 energy and I get 3 successes. Here I can't use it in fighting, so dearie me. Maybe I should have just gone to the submarine. Okay, I'm gonna fight it. It's gonna cost me 2 energy to do it. 1, 2. I got 1 success there, but I can use the 3 successes here, which give me 4 successes. I've used this tool now. It needs to go down to 3. It's starting to degrade. Do I want to keep any of these cards? Nope. Okay, and that's it. The misty creature vanishes as if by magic. Okay. Ooh dear, that would have been a nasty. The spectre wraps around you in its necrotic aura and then vanishes. Randomly discard 3 cards from the action disc. Nasty. So there we go. The spectre has been killed. Okay, so immediately reveal the card and take 6 card and then apply the following effect. For each of the skull cards in the discard, randomly take 2 cards from the discard and shuffle them back into the action deck. So this is what happens when you pray. And again, it's giving me some resources here. I've got some wood and some stone now. So how many curse cards are in my discard deck? Let's have a count. Quite a few recently. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. I've got 5. So I think that's all 5 of the curse cards in my discard deck. So I can take 5 multiply by 2 gives me 10. So I can take 10 of these cards because I've prayed. I'm going to take them at random. I'm going to shuffle. That's the sound of me shuffling. I'm shuffling the discard deck, and then I'm going to take 10 at random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, at random. And then these cards, shuffle them back into the action deck, which is good because we were down to 4 there. So my prayers have been answered and I've been granted some energy, which is fantastic. Yes, I have some life. So there you go. It's another way of getting life back into your deck. I might have drawn all 5 back of the curse cards, which is not very useful. So I have some wood and some stone here. I could build something that requires pan pipes, that requires wood and rope and fire. Okay. I could just eat the fish now and then get 4 more cards put into the deck. I might do that as well, just to give me some stamina. Yeah, I'll do that. So again, I eat my fish. I get the discard deck. Oops, I throw them all over the board, like so. And then I draw 4 cards at random. And then I add those 4 cards back to my draw pile, my action deck, which means it gives me a bit more life. And then I shuffle these some more. And hopefully some good ideas have come back. Oops, I saw that. Oh, I saw them as well. Oh dear, there's some curse cards in there. Not very useful. Okay, let's go back to the submarine and let's try and do this force test. Okay, it says I can spend 1 action, but I need 2 successes. It doesn't say plus. That's just one thing I've just noticed. It doesn't say plus, so I have to draw 1 card and have 2 successes, which is not going to be good because I've just used my special card. I forgot about this one as well. When I fought the ghost, I could have drawn 1 less card. Muppet, you are a Muppet. Oh dear, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I need the bamboo. I need the bamboo to do that. And if I wanted to jump back across here, I'd have to do this test again. And I can't afford to keep going back and forth like a yo-yo. Oh dear, I've mucked myself up in a way. It looks like I'm gonna have to take the risk. Okay, and do this test of force. Or I could try and build the bow. Build the bow. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to build the bow because on this space here, that should be there, I have wood. And the bow requires 2 wood. So for 1 action, I can build a bow. And that would free up my hand. And I can draw 1 card as an action. Hopefully, it's a good card. And hopefully I can use it to find a success card. So I'm going to build the bow. It's going to cost me 1 action because I just have to pay for the yeah. Ooh. I add this to my hand now, and the bow has been built, and it's 4. It's a skill. You've got skill, aggression, serenity, and music. Okay, I just need to verify. As a 1-player game, I can have 4 dice, 4 items. Okay. So, is that going to help me? No, it's not going to help me. Oh dear. I'm going to have to just do it. I'm going to just have to take chance and try this 1 action of test my strength. 1 card, 2 successes. Nope. I failed. I failed. So I have to banish this terrain card you are standing on and replace it with a number 17. And then banish this card as well. So this card goes into the bin, banish bin. And I need to get the other 17, which is a yellow card, I think. If I remember rightly. I shouldn't be doing it with 1 hand. I should be doing it with 2 hands. There it is. Okay. This yellow 17 says 1 chain yields during the operation. The hull of the submarine falls heavily down onto the reef and breaks in 2. There is no more hope to use it to leave the island. And as you can see, it's a direct kind of duplicate of, let's put these side by side on this camera. It's a direct duplicate, but as you can see, this submarine is smashed. Whereas this submarine is not smashed. Okay, so I now need to replace that card. And this card then goes into the box, which means that you won't see that card again. And I have this card here. I can examine notes, I can decrypt things. But there is no decryption here, so I will throw that away. So now the submarine is broke and I am stranded on this location, which is not very practical. Which is a shame, because I know that if I'd got the submarine down to the water safely, I would have needed the cogs, which I've collected here, to help me sail away to the next part of the island, which would have ended this this adventure. And it is a shame. It is a shame. But you can see how the game changes, and again there are other ways off this island. I mean, I don't have to take the submarine here. I could have found another way. I could have built there's a raft here, see, and I could have tried to float away. But this is how the game plays. and it will keep going. And each time you play it will be different. Because I mean, this is the first time that the Submarine has actually crashed on me. I've always seemed to manage to get it down safely. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's because I cheated, because I didn't play the game properly, or whatever. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap up now. You've seen a bit more of the island. You've seen how the game continues after you've saved it. And obviously you're going to play it for a good couple of hours. So you're going to build up a big chunk of the map before you actually start saving. And then when you save, everything just kind of not resets entirely, because as I said, some of the cards will go into the box and you won't ever see them again in the game. They won't exist in your story. So that's one wonderful thing about this system. And again, when you jump off to another part of the island, or another section of the map or whatever, the whole board gets reset. So as soon as I floated away on this submarine, I would have gone to another island, and all of this would have been put away in the box, and I would set up another arena, and it's like loading a new level. I am still excited about this game coming out because it plays really well as a one-player game. You know, it does have that choose-your-own-adventure book style, but there's more variability, there's more randomness, and it's not just the randomness of the Fog of War cards that you have, but it's the randomness of some of the events have more than one card. There you go, there's 3 number 20s there. Yeah, and each one of them is different. So there's the randomability of that, and then there's the randomness of this deck here. Okay, because the ideas that you retain in your head, once you've made them, they will allow you to do things really good. But every time you do it, it'll be different, because sometimes you won't have the bow, so you won't be good at hunting, but you'll be good at just attacking monsters, or you won't have any weapons at all, and you'll just have like really cool tools, like this dreadful trap, which is good for sleeping, or like this raft is good for sleeping, and so you won't have problems. You know, again, this is one of the first times I've got injured quite a lot. Luck of the cards, luck of my stupidity. You can push your luck as much as you want with this deck of cards, which is the wonderful thing. And then once all these cards have gone into this pile, that's it. You get them, you shuffle them, and as soon as a curse comes up, you have died. Which is it is a real kind of like push your luck element, because once you know that your deck, your drawn energy deck is depleted, and then all of a sudden you're drawing from the discard pile, there's a good chance that the game will end. So there you go. Let's turn the camera to me so you can see me. Hope you've enjoyed this little playthrough, and you've seen how the game continues, and there's lots of different actions. I can't find, there's the action card sheet over here. There's lots of different actions that you can do, and they all do different things, as you remember. And then there's going to be lots of different terrain, and there's going to be lots of different resources, and there's going to be a lot more kind of injuries and things that will happen to you. You'll be scared, or you'll be oh, there goes the camera. Or you'll be poisoned, or maybe terrified, and you won't be able to do things properly. So there's a lot you can do in this game, and I am still looking forward to it coming out. And I'm sure that these guys are going to deliver, because just from this kind of like 100, 200 card demo that I have, it kind of gives a real good sense of an adventure. He turns the camera. Whoa. And that adventure is a wonderful feeling. Excuse my back. And again, it works, you know, it's very different when you're playing with other people, because you go off into groups. And when you go off in groups, you can decide to do something together or not. So you might be on the same tile as someone else, but they might not want to look at the seaweed. where you get the benefit then of looking at the seaweed, tasting it, and discovering rope. But then again, you might do something and you might get hurt while the other player doesn't. And again, playing together, you can help with the objects that you've made. If something bad happens or if something good happens and you got a good chance of trapping something and getting some food. The game is going to be immense, and it's going to be different. It's been different practically all the times that I've played just this tutorial. But the real game is going to be even more different, because you're going to start with the tutorial, you're going to have a set amount of objects, and they're going to lead you down a different path. And again, the different curses are going to lead you down a different path. And this game is just going to go boom. You might even get to the point where you get so bored of this game because you just keep exploring, and you might just say, well, let's reset and start again. A bit like reading Stephen King's The Stand. You read half the book and then you get fed up and lost and you forget about things, and then you have to start reading again because there's characters that you can't remember. And there is that possibility this game could fall into that, but there is this possibility this game is going to be just one hell of a fantastic adventure. Goonies style, or Indiana Jones style, or even kind of Cthulhu style. I'm starting to get that kind of Cthulhu feeling coming from this game. Obviously from the dreams and the nightmares. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what kind of monsters and what kind of traps and what kind of secrets are hidden in the seventh continent.
I can't even say that word. I'm trying to decide what I want to draw here. Yeah, Frankenstein. I know what the game is. It's just. Look at that question again.
Yeah, the question
what
is.
What am I excited about? Yep. All right. So, how do I draw this with not giving it away, because it'd be really, really obvious?
Well, we need a win here, so be nice.
Play nice, children.
We don't want any obscure crap.
No.
All right.
Or
You ready?
squirrels.
You ready? I'm going really simple here.
Wow, he's quick too. Okay. Oh my goodness. he has a couple lines